You know, as soon as the pandemic started to take off a little bit more, a lot of Halloween Hornets fans questioned the fate of Halloween Hornets 2020, and they started to kind of play around with these ideas of a virtual event, seeming how a lot of people kind of expected for Halloween Hornets to get canceled. And now it seems as if both Halloween Hornets in Orlando and Halloween Hornets in Hollywood are both planning to run that type of virtual event this year. But what exactly will it be? All that and more, right when we get into it, up next. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. If you guys are new here, make sure you check us out on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. As always, subscribe down below with those bell notifications on. Check out our official merchandise shop where we have different themed designs on there, themed to SoCal Exploring and themed to our Halloween Hornets podcast. Horror Nights Unscripted. We have a bunch of stuff on there as well. By the way, you guys like the new light up Beetlejuice sign? It's there. It's looking really pretty on camera, and I'm really happy with it. This was from Spirit Halloween, so if you're looking for a light up Beetlejuice sign, it's $40 from Spirit Halloween. And make sure to check out all of our social media and all of our other merch stuff down below in the description. Oh, it's been a while since I've done this. I think the last time I was filming a sit down video was maybe a week and a half ago, which has been a while for me. Usually I'm filming like 3 a week, but I took some time to relax. I took some time to go on vacation. As most of you guys know, I was up in Big Bear for a couple of nights, and that was really fun to kind of relax and not have to worry about anything. And keep in mind, as I always say in most of my Halloween Hornets speculation videos, these are just my personal opinions. Everybody in the community has their own opinions, but these are just my personal opinions on what I think it could be, or what I think that they should do to look at, some ideas that they should get from the fans and just everybody in general to put together this kind of virtual event. And if you guys are completely out of the loop on what's going on and why people are making these videos about a virtual event, let me read what exactly the two social media accounts posted this past weekend. To those who feel their blackened little heart has been ripped from their chests, Halloween Hornets lives on because horror never dies. For all who barely escaped our chainsaw barricade or never missed the opening ceremony, we're invading your devices as we rip and gnaw deep into your nightmares. If you've got a screen, you can scream. As we infest your phone, your computer, and your brain with a year's worth of Halloween Horror Nights content, so join us and celebrate the horror season with us and the rest of the HHN fans from home. Do not fret, do not mourn. Together we will keep the horror alive. Hashtag HHN forever. So what does this message mean? What does this cryptic message mean? Like I said, it was posted on both the Halloween Horror Nights Orlando account and the Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood account. Well, they pretty much confirmed that we're getting some type of virtual Halloween Horror Nights this year. And it may not be an event, it may not be a live stream, it could just be they're releasing certain behind the scenes content and stuff. But as most people I'm sure are speculating, I'm sure it's going to be a like kind of a live stream like Midsummer Scream did to kind of run their virtual Midsummer Scream, where it was more of like a telethon where I think it was 8 hours long. And it could be a little bit shortened for the Halloween Horror Nights. It could be like 3 hours, or it could be a telethon. A live stream would probably run about 2 to 3 hours. A telethon would probably run 8 hours throughout the whole entire day. But I know for a fact that this would keep Halloween Horror Nights fans entertained, especially with the stuff that they'd show in this said live stream. I mean, they could have stuff with like interviews with the creative team, not just John Murdy and Chris Williams, but the guys who provide the mask for them. I know Pat McGee from McGee Effects. He's a big reason that they get all these different masks and such, and makes all these different sculpts for the mazes and such. And with Orlando, they can interview the whole creative team, between the show directors, all the different creative directors, even the people that just paint the walls in these houses / Halloween Horror Nights mazes. So if it is a live stream, I definitely see them doing interviews with the different creative teams, and not, like I said, not just the main guys like Blake Broswell or John Murdy. They're gonna actually do creative people behind the scenes that don't really get a lot of screen time, who aren't at the Midsummer Scream panels, who aren't up on stage. But John Murdy will mention like, hey, so and so did this, and he's really good at giving credit where credit is due. I want to hear from those people as well, because after all, it takes tons and tons of people to run Halloween Horror Nights on both coasts. So I want to know the people who put up the signs of what's their experience like. I want to hear from scare actors. I want to hear just everybody who runs Halloween Horror Nights and is a part of bringing Halloween Horror Nights to life from the creative aspect of it. I want to hear from them if they're going to do this live stream. Yeah, they could have scare actors on there, long-time scare actors. I'm not talking about like first-year scare actors and such. I'm talking about long-time scare actors that have been scare acting with the event for so long, and maybe even some that have been scaring with the event since its time when it debuted back in the 90s. And of course, with the interviews and such, I want to see behind the scenes stuff. I want to see behind the scenes photos of making the different mazes from past years, not this year, because I still feel like they're saving IPs and original mazes that they were going to do for this year's event for HHN 2021/HHN 30. And for those of you guys who still don't understand the difference, HHN 30 is HHN Orlando and HHN 2021 is HHN Hollywood. It's just different because Hollywood didn't run on a consecutive basis, whereas Orlando ran on a consecutive basis, and that's why they count their anniversary years compared to just saying the year right after the Halloween Horror Nights event. So yeah, I want to see behind the scenes stuff. I want to see behind the scenes photos, some behind the scenes concept art. I mean, Murdy's kind of already doing that on his, own personal Twitter account, so maybe he's not releasing too much, and maybe there is a lot more that they haven't shown us yet that they want to save for this virtual event. But I know for a fact Orlando has not released anything, so it'd be cool to see the processes of building Orlando houses, putting together Orlando scare zones, all that different stuff we could see in this live stream. Or we can have virtual walkthroughs of different mazes / houses. I don't think that it would be mazes / houses that were supposed to come this year, because like I said, they want to save that for next year. Even though they already opened the third tribute store room over in Orlando, which is themed to Beetlejuice, which is obviously, like, if you still are skeptical about Beetlejuice coming to Halloween Horror Nights, or skeptical about it was going to come this year, then yeah, you need to rethink your thought process there, because they built a Beetlejuice tribute room in Orlando, and they're selling Beetlejuice merchandise. So Beetlejuice was definitely going to be a house / maze at Halloween Horror Nights this year, and I do think that it will come next year. They're just waiting off on it, because why would they put out all this merch and build this tribute store room if they weren't going to do it for next year's event? But it could be like a virtual walkthrough of past mazes / past houses, or maybe even some like random mazes that they've never done before that Murdy throws together some virtual stuff, and like it's a cool experience. I don't know, there's tons of possibilities around this. Maybe we could even see the little competition that Murdy did on Twitter, where a bunch of people sent in their own like kind of concept art for scare actors and stuff like that. Maybe we can see that maze brought to life in a virtual way. The graphics team could get on that and, design a virtual maze for everybody to enjoy. Although I think all of those predictions are just like way over the fence. I don't think any of those will happen. I think the thing that I think is going to happen 100%, I'm gonna say 95%, is we're gonna have a Midsummer Scream type of thing, a Midsummer Scream type of telethon, where you have different interviews with the creatives, interviews with the scare actors, and behind the scenes stuff. Which, I'm all for, and that begs the question, like, will they have interactive stuff during the live stream? Will they have interactive stuff during this virtual event? What will it be? We'll just have to wait and see if there's any details released, or if we're even getting a virtual event, and maybe Halloween Horror Nights was just tricking us and put out that message to trick us all, and really they just meant by them releasing the merch or them just posting stuff on their Twitter accounts. One thing I also wanted to mention is the maze location in the Revenge of the Mummy extended queue over in Hollywood is actually still up as of this recording on August 23rd. It has not been taken down at all, and props to Santa Clarita Drone as always for getting me this shot. It's interesting to see that it's still up. Now, don't think anything of it. Don't think that they're still going to run Halloween Horror Nights this year and you'll be able to walk through the maze, because that's not what it's going to be. But does this have something to tie in with the virtual event? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. And in reality, if they do run this event, it can make up for the kind of after dark event that they were going to have called Peacock Alive over at Universal Studios Hollywood, where there was going to be an interview with the creative team of Halloween Horror Nights. So, that could kind of make up for it for the people who are looking forward to that panel at Peacock Live. I will say this, though. I don't think that they're going to announce anything if they do have this live stream. I thought for sure they were going to announce Beetlejuice this week since they opened the third tribute room, but they're not, so I don't think that they're going to announce anything until 2021 for the 2021 event, kind of to see how this coronavirus plays out and see if it's even safe to run the event next year. But if you guys want the event next year, then make sure that you're wearing your mask at all times in public, social distancing, practicing sanitizing and hand washing thoroughly, and really helping slow the spread of COVID-19. So I don't know, could this be a flop? Could it be a success? success, it'll probably be in the middle, just because this is the new normal. So if they wanted to do something like this, I mean, the Midsummer Scream live stream was very, very successful. So I do really see the Halloween Horror Nights one, if they have one, being a success as well, or it could also end up in the middle, but I don't think it'll end up as a flop. You know, I'm excited that Universal is actually paying attention to the fans and, you know, wanting to give us something at least to make up for them canceling Halloween Horror Nights. And it wasn't their fault. They couldn't prevent COVID from spreading, and there's just no way that you could run Halloween Horror Nights with social distancing and all that other stuff. So do me a favor and attend your local haunts this year, your small local haunts, and really support them, because they're brave for still putting on their haunts. And I'll have a full video explaining all the different small local haunts that you can go to very, very soon, once all dates are set and done, and we'll be out covering small local haunts for you guys to enjoy as well. But yeah, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on this new posts that they put out on both their social media accounts. Hashtag HHN forever. I don't know what this means. I can only do my best at speculating, and I want to know what your guys' speculations are down below in the comments section. Do you agree with some of my thoughts? Do you think that it's going to be something else? Or do you think that Universal is just messing with us and they're not going to run anything at all? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys are new here, subscribe with those bell notifications on. As always, make sure to check us out on social media. All of that will be down in the description below. My name is Scott, and you've been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.